go then, part two of the Dream semi-final. History chasing Manchester City. City or Madrid, England or Spain, perfection or precision. It's the very best the game of football has to offer. Sit back and enjoy it. De Bruyne, and they're toying with them. Bernardo Silva in! Elation for Guardiola! Explosion from the supporters! Wonderful finish from Bernardo Silva! And there's nothing that Courtois to do about that! And City have taken a giant stride towards Istanbul! 1-0 up on the night, 2-1 up on aggregate, and that's exactly what they needed. Manchester City, Gundogan stepping in! There's the chance! Oh, it's two! It's two! It's Bernardo Silva again! Manchester City can see Istanbul appearing on the horizon, and little Bernardo Silva is the man who's driving them there. Free kick taken by De Bruyne. It's gone in. It's an own goal, is it? Or did Akanji get the last touch? Manchester City get a third goal on the night, and even Real Madrid can't come back from this. Istanbul, here they come. Manchester City 3, Real Madrid 0. Foden. On it goes to Alvarez. Manchester City are heading to Istanbul. They will play in the Champions League final against Internazionale of Milan, and they've absolutely ripped Real Madrid apart. 4-0 tonight, 5-1 on aggregate, and the gap between these two teams is so wide. And that's it. Manchester City have done it. A warm embrace between two brilliant managers. They will go to Istanbul, and they could well make history there. The champions are out, and the blue moon shines brighter than ever over the Etihad Stadium tonight. Manchester City have had some great nights. They haven't had many greater nights in European competition than this one.
Well, less than 2 years ago, this was a Champions League final which went Chelsea's way, a solitary goal from Kai Havertz in Porto. But it is Manchester City who start as pretty firm favourites given form, and they've beaten the Londoners in the Premier League and the Carabao Cup this time around. Silva departs the scene, leaving it for Riyad Mahrez to strike, and strike quite beautifully. Pinpoint perfection. And Chelsea's mood darkens half an hour into his first start since that World Cup triumph. Julian Alvarez makes it 2-0 with a less than convincing penalty that Kepa very nearly kept out. Manchester City have a firm grip on this third round FA Cup tie. Mahrez. It's Walker, and it's turned in for 3. Phil Foden, and it's becoming a Sunday stroll for Manchester City. Graham Potter has played all his cards. Possibly been usurped here by Riyad Mahrez to take this, which is interesting because Mahrez has been the least reliable of Manchester City's many penalty takers. He's had his last 2 saved. If Erling Haaland was out there, he would of course be taking it. So this is Mahrez with a restorative spot kick from his point of view, and a damaging one, a deeply damaging one for Chelsea.
Well, it's a slightly misty, damp, chilly Manchester evening, but it's the start of a wonderful weekend of FA Cup football. With this, really, it could be the main event. It could be the game to absolutely top the bill. Comes out to Grealish, decided not to hit it first time. Ake trying to place it, he placed it beautifully. And Manchester City do have the breakthrough. Nathan Ake backing up the play. After Alvarez had hit the post, City kept on going, and they lead Arsenal by 1-0. They have knocked out the league leaders. Much will be made of this, with the 2 league games to come. Cursory handshake between 2 very good friends, but Mikel Arteta understandably disappointed. Arsenal, with their great FA Cup record, have been knocked out. As I said at the time, they love to pass the ball, Manchester City. He passed it beyond Matt Turner. It's a game played with tactics, with tenacity as well.
Manchester City, the formidable champions, indisputably the preeminent force of our day, intent again upon imposing themselves menacingly on yet another campaign. And on the other hand, United, the force of so many of Premier League yesteryear, straining again to be enduringly relevant at the very top. Cancelo, Bernardo Silva, Foden! City slick, speedy, slippery, at times untouchable, and promptly into a derby lead. It is such a pretty goal. It's a City goal. De Bruyne's corner. Haaland! Goal! Unstoppable! Phenomenal! Week after week after week. Who will ever stand in the way of Erling Haaland? They are on a different plane. De Bruyne. Haaland! Again and again and again! It's getting silly. It is just crazy. He writes his own rules. He makes his own numbers. He's ripping this thing up. Haaland on the march. Aimed in for Foden for a first half rout. Manchester undiluted blue. No contest. Just no contest. Foden 2, Haaland 2. United, nothing at all. Slips away from Grealish. And has a shot and scores a super goal. A truly super goal. What a sharp, spiky hit that was. And United have cause, cautiously to smile. De Bruyne, Gomez, Haaland! A hat-trick of hat-tricks. 3 successive home games. Look at me, Dad. Look at me, world. It's almost not fair. He is that good. 5 for City, 3 again for the extraordinary Erling Haaland. And Haaland, and Foden, 6! And another hat-trick hero. And this one, a genuine Mancunian blue. Here's Fred. And United have another back. Chased in with appetite. There is barely a celebration from Anthony Martial. Not even the wisp of a smile. Martial. It's a belter of a penalty. You don't save that. And Manchester United are within 3. Manchester City, football from the heavens. Manchester United crashing right back down to earth. Erling Haaland from a different planet, scoring goals of a different type week on week. 3 consecutive Premier League hat-tricks on this ground. Today's accompanied by another from Phil Foden. Manchester City had gone more than 50 years without one in this famous fixture. They got 2 on the same day, and there was so much else besides. Manchester City themselves unusually imperfect and needing this to stay manageably close to Arsenal as the season reaches out for its halfway point. For the losers tonight, Graham, this will sting. De Bruyne, Grealish, Morris! And the champions break through at the bridge. Change brought success. The boys who bounced off the bench have done it for the City Blues. And this is a goal in the context of the Premier League of massive substance and significance, enabling, as it may well, Manchester City to move back to within something like manageable distance of Arsenal at the very top. The end, Manchester City see it through, and Manchester City's breath is once more on Arsenal's necks. They are back within manageable range, having chiselled out an away win here, courtesy of a goal from a substitute, Riyad Mahrez, in the second half. After a first half of tactical huff and puff, Manchester City, of course, are right in the thick of it again. After a headline win here at the Bridge, Chelsea 0, City the champions 1.
Good evening, everybody, and what a moment as the former Turkey international Hamit Altintop places the trophy on the plinth. And that's what the 2 teams here tonight in Istanbul are playing for. It's the double winners alongside the double winners, but only one team can complete a treble. History beckons for one team here in Istanbul. Bernardo Silva, tight angle, pulls it back, coming onto it now to shoot! Score!
big moment. What a finish from Rodri. Julian Lescott, he's never scored a bigger goal for Manchester City than that one.
That's a huge...
And they've done it! They've done it! Manchester City have done it! Once, twice, three times the champion! Champions of Europe finally! History made in Istanbul! The treble complete! The greatest story in club history has an ending! And what a final chapter! Pep Guardiola is a European champion again! There's a blue moon shining over Europe tonight! And Manchester City are the kings of the continent. This elusive trophy is finally theirs, and they've done it here in Istanbul. And İlkay Gündoğan raises this famous old trophy high. Manchester City, the European champions, history-making treble winners. They've reached the promised land. What a night! What a season! Congratulations to Manchester City.